That's right, Greg. Such a tragic and sad story. Again, that 2-year-old girl is still in critical condition after a shooting here in the Scotlandville area earlier this afternoon.
Myself and photographer Scott Pace, we've been rolling around in Titan 9 for about the past 8 hours, rotating between Point Coupee and Avoyelles Parish to get a first-hand look at just how much damage was done thanks to Tropical Storm Arthur.
It's safe to say this indictment caught many school board members by surprise. Now, with the new school year just hours away, the focus is shifting to what it could mean for the district.
This is possibly one of the most exciting moments in LSU football history. And tonight, fans, students, former players, and even boosters got a chance to share their thoughts about Lane Kiffin coming to Baton Rouge.
I spoke to several people who live just feet away from the gunfire and say this is something they never expected in their neighborhood.
This is what pain looks like.
Today we come together because a young high school senior lost her life right here. That never should happen.
Tears continue to fall as the community mourns days after the deadly shooting at the Mall of Louisiana. Tonight, a candlelight visual outside the very place it happened, honoring the 6 people who were shot, including Martha Odom. The 17-year-old high school senior from Lafayette was among those hit and later died.
I'm never going to forget that day, and I'm never going to forget her face.
Rain and Alex Swiber both work at the mall and were there when the shooting happened. They haven't returned to work, still trying to process the trauma of what they witnessed up close.
I have been in 3 hours of the grief counseling, 15 feet away from where the murder happened. I did that to try and just walk into my store.
Just steps away from them, another group gathered, this time to support another victim, Donnie Guillory. He remains in the hospital in critical condition. His friends from the Special Olympics came out to show their support for someone they care deeply about.
I started making phone calls, and then I found out that Donnie was one of the ones injured, and it just felt like a kick in the stomach. It was horrible.
They say the mall was Donnie's happy space, a place he visited every single day.
Donnie comes to the mall every day. Everybody at the mall knows him. It's just tough. Donnie didn't deserve this. Nobody deserved this.
As Donnie and the other victims continue to recover, the visual ended on a deeply personal note, a passage written by Martha Odom just days before her death, a Bible scripture her family wanted everyone there and those watching at home to hear.
And God shall wipe away every tear from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away.
Because the truth is, what happened to Martha and Donnie could have happened to any of us simply by being in the wrong place at the wrong time. But even with that reality, there's hope the community will keep pushing forward, because that's what they believe Martha and Donnie would want.
I ask that tonight these words of Martha Odom are remembered. I ask that they are remembered in a way that moves us to continued unity and continued hope and healing.
Our cameras were rolling as Pastor Tony Spell bonded out of jail and spoke publicly for the first time since his arrest.
Pastor Tony Spell is typically a man of many words on any given day of the week. But this time, he's choosing not to say much after spending a few hours behind bars and bonding out of jail. Our cameras were rolling moments after he was released.
I have no comment. I'll be in court. Court date is set for September 15th.
Spell was arrested after investigators say he punched and beat a young man in Central, and it was all caught on camera. Surveillance video near Life Tabernacle Church appears to show punches being thrown before both men fall to the ground. Moments earlier, another video provided by the victim's father appears to show Spell running across the street toward the young man, but the video does not contain any sound. Spell was eventually arrested and charged with second-degree battery. These photos, provided by the victim's dad, Scott Sherwin, show the injuries his son suffered after the fight, where he needed 5 stitches in his chin. He also told the WAFB team there's been a long-standing feud between his family and Spell. And even though it's not completely clear how and why everything started, according to arrest documents, the alleged victim told investigators he shouted a profanity at Spell before the fight started.
Truth will come out in court.
With blood still visible on his face and a criminal charge now hanging over him, Spell appeared focused on something else.
I'm heading to the pulpit right now. I've got a red-hot sermon ready.
Spell will again appear back in court on September 15th. Got it.
For Carolyn Wells, There may not be a word strong enough to describe the aftermath of Tropical Storm Arthur.
We have never seen this, never.
The Point Coupee Parish resident is facing something she never imagined: floodwater inside her home. Will says as much as 13 inches of water filled the house. And the worst part, she and her husband just spent $60,000 repairing it. Now, they're back at square one.
It was just coming in from all over. It was just coming in from every direction.
Wills is one of countless people in Louisiana left without a place to call home.
It's just something that we'll work through, but we know that God is, He's able. He's going to take care of us. I know that, but, it hurts. This is a picture actually of me and my mom and dad holding me here. It got wet. My sister's at the top, Deborah and Renee, so I was just trying. It's wet on the bag, but these are things that you can't replace, so I definitely want to get these out.
And just a few miles away in neighboring Avoyelles Parish, Brianna Terrell is facing that same reality.
I've never seen it like this, ever, and I've lived here my whole life.
Terrell stays in Simpsport, where floodwaters rose above her waist after more than 20 inches of rain. On top of losing everything, one thing still stings. Her husband had just bought her a brand new washer and dryer for Mother's Day. Now they're ruined.
The water went from my laundry room, dining room, into my house and into each bedroom, so we're kind of like at a total loss right now.
And the same story unfolded next door for Kenise Watson.
When I say my house is gone, it's literally gone. The water's so tall, we can't even get to our house.
But at what many would consider their lowest moment, Watson chose to focus on helping others. Just hours after our interview, we found her outside City Hall, handing out food and helping neighbors impacted by the storm.
I just love to help. I really do. I just love to help.
And maybe that's what community is all about. When disaster strikes, neighbors show up for one another.
Even though I'm here, my house still underwater, I just love to help. Even though my house is underwater.
How are you? Fine. You got a couple minutes, I can ask you a couple questions.
Livingston Parish Fire Chief Joe Kozrowski ducking and dodging our questions as controversy grows over allegations he used a racial slur on the job. This audio leaked to the I-Team appears to capture the chief using the N-word during a recent meeting. A high-ranking member of the department who was in that meeting confirmed to us the recording is authentic and says the comment came during a discussion about new developments in Denham Springs and rising rent costs.
These are all two-story, 2,300 square foot living area, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, single houses that are townhomes. That's kind of like that thing they built up on 16. Every single family dwelling, unless they can afford $2,600 a month rent.
The Fire Protection Board held an emergency meeting to decide whether disciplinary action should be taken. After hours of discussion, including time behind closed doors, the board decided not to take action tonight. Instead, Board President Susan Mack says they want to consult with their attorney before making a final decision, which they expect within the next 60 days.
As part of that process, the board will be consulting with the board's attorney to ensure that all procedures are followed correctly and that the department remains in full compliance with applicable laws and policies.
Even without a decision, some community members say the chief should step down, and among them, Reverend Deborah Keller. She attended the meeting and shared her reaction after hearing the recording.
Appalled, surprised, but not surprised.
Keller says if she lived in the district, she would feel unsafe.
I would think he would take his time about, well, that's just where those African Americans live. That's where the word that he's used live. And we may not get the proper service that we need because the heart is not in the right place. The heart is dirty.
She believes the next step is clear.
But I would really like him to resign, do the right thing.
The Fire Protection Board's next meeting is next Tuesday on April 14th. Liz, back to you.
Okay, Perry, thank you.